go then, starting on the Frydrych racket. And taken off it by Henry Searle. The player from Staffordshire making his presence known early. A lot of matches behind them at this point in the week. They've got used to the conditions, picked up some rhythm. Can expect them to be firing from the offset. Well, you could totally understand the double fault from Frydrych on the second point of the match. That Searle forehand, ferocious damage. And that first shot behind the serve for both players is going to be important to keep the advantage of that delivery. Early chance then for the seeded player here. Henry Searle looking to continue the momentum off the back of his victory over the top seed. And a couple of doubles. Stockholm move was, of course, with tennis in mind. You see that with a lot of players, just switching up the base to give themselves better playing opportunities. Very early on, you could just sense the confidence about Searle coming into this off the back of a big win. He hasn't dropped more than 4 games in any of the sets that he's contested so far this week. Looks pretty comfortable. And that is the break, nicely consolidated. It never counts truly until it's been backed up. So to do that to love is going to give Searle a massive boost at the beginning of this one. But too early for Frydrych to be panicking here. Just has to try and find that first serve now. There were a number of openings for Searle in the previous game. That's the way. Studying things nicely here. Frydrych, as far as international tennis goes, his last couple of junior events came right here in the UK in Loughborough last month. J3 level. Both occasions. He lost out to last week's finalist, William Jansen. That's nicely done. Keeping that ball nicely out in front of him so far, Searle, and that's the benefit of landing that first serve, and particularly as a lefty, those first serves can be difficult to read. It's an automatic weapon. As I say that, totally my fault. Once again, comprehensive. Henry Searle yet to drop a point on serve in this match. Had a very encouraging run in his final tournament of 2021, penultimate tournament actually. At the J4 event in Liverpool. Beat Phoenix Weir in the semi-finals, just lost out to last week's champion Luke Capel in the final of that event. Now a year or so older, a little bit more experienced. It's a smart serve to use for Frydrych. His opponent is already looking so settled on the court. So to swing that delivery into his body and take the angle away, stop him getting involved early. Good move. Frydrych has to find a way to make Searle regret that. It was the right attitude and intensity from his opponent, but when you're playing with that level of aggression, there will be hits and misses. Wasn't an ideal moment for a miss. Break point for the double break, and Frydrych would have been feeling all sorts of scoreboard pressure there. And that's nicely worked. Quality in the forecourt. A reminder that Searle did win the doubles title at the 18 and unders event last week, alongside Luke Capel, who got the double, singles and doubles under his belt. See what Frydrych was trying to do there, keep the ball deep and central, stop Searle getting on top of the rally. Just couldn't quite get the placement. And here we go, it's break point for the double break for Henry Searle. And there it is, competitions calendar for 2022. Providing a new and more ambitious approach to competition. It's really good to see these kind of quality tournaments in the UK. Tennis is renowned for being a tough sport to get going in. The LTA is aiming to support British players with more opportunities to earn international ranking points on home soil, as well as providing more match play and prize money earning opportunities. That's massive in terms of having the springboard to get going on the professional circuit. This year, the number of pro-level international ITF events staged in Great Britain has doubled to 16 for men and women. And this is a great response from Searle to the loss of the opening point, just putting his foot down. And maybe a little bit easier to do that when you're 4-1 and serving, to back yourself to get inside that baseline and finish things quickly. And the scoreboard is showing itself. That was a great return from Frydrych right into Searle's feet, but then there was pressure to do even more with that next shot behind it, because Searle's covered the baseline so well and has been the player quicker to impose himself. So Frydrych just seeming to feel a little rushed here, unsurprisingly, serving to stay in this set. That kicked into him with nasty side spin as he was trying to do the right things. He's got to be really careful here, Frydrych, and take it step by step. The last thing he wants is for Searle to break through for the opener and start the second set on serve with that scoreboard advantage. Catch that? No, he just missed it. Sailed dangerously close to the win there, Frydrych. Great pickup off a deep return. But the pressure's still there. And that double fault just betrays it. Something for Henry Searle to feed off as he looks to get the breakthrough for the set. And this has happened very quickly. It's tough when that's the case and you feel like things are just racing away from you. You can rush in response. Henry Searle with set point on the return. And a quality serve in response for Frydrych. Will that get him going?
Open. Go! More that. Waiting for the ball totally.
Well, he went for it on that delivery and it paid off. How long can he walk the line for? If Searle keeps returning like that, maybe not for much longer. That ball comes in so quick and so direct to his body. Another chance to close on the return. Nicely worked. Not overplaying it there, just going for the angle to get Searle on the slide, and that ball died in the court pretty quickly, dragged him low. All about making him uncomfortable right now. That's well fought. Great playing opportunities for British players. And a great start to this game for Henry Searle, looking to show that his rhythm hasn't been stalled here by that fighting hold from his opponent. Great control, my word. Yeah, there was a little net cord in there, but that was how fine the touch was. As if he needed more of a safety net. Those opening couple of points will do it. Just went for a fraction much there, Frydrych, and you can understand why, because Searle has been so well balanced on the run. But he just seems a little bit confused as to where to hit right now to deal with that. Double set point, this time on the serve of Henry Searle. Oh, he just caught that angle. Well, that was daring, some of his best quality on a knife edge moment. Will it be enough to get him going here? Maybe it will. Well, the finish line has been staring him in the face for a handful of minutes now, Searle, and he's not quite been able to edge across it. He's got to be careful that things don't start getting messy. What a moment to bring out the serve and volley move. It was daring, but it was high risk. And Viktor Frydrych is looking at potentially his first break of the match. It's never over till it's over, and it's never too late until the final point has been won. And Frydrych just bought himself a little bit of extra time with the length of that previous service hold. There's the breakthrough. And whether or not Henry Searle wins this opening set from here, it just gives Frydrych something to build on moving into the second. Strong effort, but needs to hold here to make it count. Great attitude in the face of the deficit. Using the width of that court really well, Frydrych, in recent minutes. He couldn't find a way through Searle at the baseline with the depth. There's a little bit more bite on that first delivery now too. He's definitely taken his time, but he is settling. Well, credit to Viktor Frydrych. Here we go then, for the second time, Henry Searle looking to serve out the opening set. Back edge of the baseline on the volley. It's good to see that from him right on the first point. Committing to the style of play that got him this lead in the first place. Great bit of creativity there from Searle, forcing a complete reroute from Frydrych. And things rolled out of grasp, but he's chosen his moment to remind his opponent who's in charge here. Triple set point. His best opportunity to close things out so far. And in response, a quality return from Frydrych. Talk about swinging. 2 more chances. And he only needs one of them. Nation prize for Viktor Frydrych to start this set on the front foot. Ball's on his racket. Well, my words. He survived some counter-punching supremacy there, Viktor Frydrych. But Love 15 down as well deserves so much credit for finding a way through there. Had to reset so many times. Never took his eye off the ball. If that doesn't give him a boost, I don't know what will. Ooh. Back of the paint. Both players fully aware of how important the opening game is in terms of stealing or snatching momentum right from the off. And there is some bite on that Henry Searle return. He's looking to do exactly what he did in the opening game of the first set. Point for the breakthrough. They just rushed through that a little, Frydrych. Understandable with Searle's pace at the back of the board, at the back of the court even. And he might be racing up the board right about now. Break point. It's the second time in this game where Searle has seen an opportunity to wrap things up with the forehand, and you can almost see his eyes light up and it gets a little bit wild. Still chances for his opponent to wriggle out of this one. Even though Searle's aggressive mindset isn't paying off on every single point, it is having an impact. Frydrych's feeling the need to go for a bit more. That second serve barely finding the service box. How about that? And it's the kind of approach we saw from Mimi Zhu to the previous final. Hannah Klugman with some high-level scrambling, but Zhu made the decision to go after her forehand time, and again, it ultimately saw her through. And that is well done by the wild card. Getting a little impatient there, so it's the kind of rally that he had the upper hand in at the beginning of this match, but Frydrych sticking his heels in there has maybe got him doubting a little. Needs some big first serves and the opportunity to impose himself with quick points now. Just like that. That's well handled. 4 points on the trot to wrap that up for Henry Searle, and the winner of the first set gets himself on the board in the second. Can't afford to get too far ahead of himself. Still a long way to the finish line. Pulled forwards and back, side to side there, so you get the feeling that Frydrych just has a little bit more control in those kinds of rallies. There's a slight air of conviction about him that was missing in the early stages of the first set as he kind of floundered to find his feet. All happened a bit too quickly, but he's liking the pace now. Little sneak in from Searle, adjusting accordingly. He's read how the match is changing, and he's not quite the dominant force from the baseline that he was. But he's got those forecourt options if he can pick the right ball to approach off. And that was another decent one. Both backhands up the line. One cleanly struck, one sliced, have been quite low traveling. So forcing Frydrych to get down to meet the ball, and then he's faced with Searle blocking the space at the net. It's effective. Is it enough to get the breakthrough here?
Oh!
Great focus from Frydrych. Searle had really snuck up to that net for the junior event to make the main draw. Better at 30 love than love 30. But Frydrych has established himself in this clash now. Not as much breathing room for Searle. He needed that double break advantage in the opener. a lot of loop on that Frydrych forehand, and when it's finding the court, particularly in conditions that can get a little bit blustery, it can be concerning for the opposition. But there are moments it doesn't look entirely secure, and Searle's consistency from the baseline just about able to expose that. Committing to that serve and volley approach as well. It's not always been successful, but he'll win or lose this on his own terms. Henry Searle leveling up in the second again. Those cheaper points coming much more consistently now for Frydrych. You can sense the rise in confidence compared to the opening set. That's reflected in his immediate charges up the court. This time it's him snatching time away from Henry Searle. And Searle's having none of that. Now that's a throwback of a return, pegging it deep to his opponent's feet. The first serve percentage has improved for his opponent, though. There's been less opportunity to dig in like that. How about that last gasp effort from Henry Searle, way back in the court, flattening out that backhand in devastating fashion. That's some way to rebound from 40 love down. Aggressive stuff from Henry Searle. And it just applies a little bit of extra pressure to this serve now. And he's feeling that. That ball stayed so low in the court. He had to do a lot of work around it. Four points on the trot. Great point chance. he says sorry. He will take that. That ball was on its way into the tram lines before the net cord rerouted it. And it's not the first time that he's started a service game impressively in the face of opposition. And just forcing Frydrych to feel like he has to go for a shot with a slimmer margin for error. And that is very telling when it comes to the mindset and the mentality of Henry Searle right now, to have been so close to the set and a break. Then had to go again. Did so with confidence. As we get to this halfway point of the set, the 7th game that can be so crucial. He's in a good position here. Flatten that backhand right out. Swinging this match. Not necessarily in Frydrych's favour, but it's certainly become more 50-50. But something that is in his favour now for the wild card is that scoreboard. Searle looking to stay in touch here. Followed the ball nicely there. Frydrych got down to take it early. So that's been key for both players in terms of paving their way up to the forecourt. This is where push really comes to shove at this juncture on the scoreboard. 3-4, 15-30. Does Searle start to feel the weight of it? That's daring tennis and a big moment. Could be massive for Searle moving forwards, and it's that pattern of play again. Faced with a tight situation, down on the scoreboard, he plays to win. That's the kind of thing that ultimately makes the difference. My goodness, how has he won that point? Slammed up against the backboard. And his pace at the back of the court has been something to contend with. Frydrych's not happy with the line call there, but this is Henry Searle again, not holding back, stepping in and getting the rewards for it. Could have gone awry at deuce, but it's 4-all. And the pressure that was on his shoulders quickly transfers across the net. It's Viktor Frydrych who's under pressure now. And it's Henry Searle who's looking to really make him feel that. That was emphatic, the immediate approach. And the immediate impact on that scoreboard. That's a great reaction from Frydrych. Faced with that scoreboard deficit, and Searle having been able to make his way inside the baseline, he knew he had to be immediate. But knowing that applies the pressure, the height on that ball, the brightness of the early afternoon. Not a nice combination. Couple of key breakpoint chances for Henry Searle. Could see him serving for the championship. And he's just pushed that hero of the juniors. He's serving for the title. Well, it's not over till it's over. And it can be hard to put the lid on it when the ball is on your racket. He's got a lead to defend now, Searle. He's not pushing for the breakthrough. But again, he's got the right intensity. He's not backing off under pressure. That inside-in forehand was slick. 2 points away. And now just the one. Match point for the number 3 seed. No way. A bit of magic for Viktor Frydrych to stay alive on the stretch, with Searle closing the space. How much damage has that done? Maybe a lot. Racket face too open on that serve and volley from Searle. It was the right intent, but it lacked the same conviction that we've seen from him. It's a break back point here. And it's fended off in style. Will it be this time? Another championship point for Henry Searle. Fine, fine margins out here. And there it is. Henry Searle is the 16 and unders Junior National Tennis Championships champion in the boys' singles.